Today we're going to talk about growing vegetables vertically. It's one of my favorite topics in gardening, besides winter sowing and a million other topics, but I love vertical growing. So first I want to just kind of give you a little bit of overview, and then I got a new toy that I'm going to show you, a new garden toy, so you're going to sit tight for that. But first off, I grow up high, everything elevated, like up on tables, growing up fences. I grow in my growing tubs that are built up on blocks, and I use 5-gallon buckets and some raised beds, everything. The common denominator is it's up off the ground. Why do I do that? To save my back over the years. I don't know how gardeners do it. Then they get down on the ground and they're on their hands and knees, bent over in the hot sun. I don't know how they do it. Over the years, that really takes a toll on your back. I'm a retired chiropractor, and I saw thousands of patients over the years, and quite a few of them came in with back pain from being down on their hands and knees. And, you know, we had to do a lot of work to get them to be able to feel better and be able to go back out and garden on the ground. So that's not my thing. I like to be able to garden in an elevated vertical method. So that said, oh, and before I show you the new toy, I am going to do a whole video going in depth into all my different raised bed, vertical growing styles of gardening. You know, doing up on the tables, doing the fences, I have a whole video on how I built this garden. It is my absolute favorite, this growing tub garden. So down below there'll be a link for you to look at that video all about my different methods. But today I want to show you this new toy. Now you're going to go over here and look at this toy and say, I've seen that before. I don't need to watch what she's doing with that. But I promise you I'm going to be using it in a different way than you've seen. I'm pretty sure no one else is, maybe one or two other people, but pretty much no one's using it. It is my new favorite gardening tool for vertical growing. Oh, I just stepped on the hose. Anyway, it's called the Green Stalk. Look at this little puppy. Green Stalk, let me focus it for you. It's a stackable gardening system. And I had it all wrapped up there. I just unwrapped it and I thought, you've got to be in on this. You've got to see this whole thing. It came in this box right here. Nice, small. It was all wrapped in cellophane with the directions in it. And it's got this super nice instruction manual that only has 6 steps. So I can handle that. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it going together. I'm going to show it put together and my little spin on it, which is going to actually simulate winter sowing or the milk jug method by getting a more condensation effect than even using it as they prescribe to use it, which is fantastic. I mean, it's perfect done exactly as the instructions say, but I'm going to give you a new twist on it. Also, you'll see this at the end or in the beginning of it. This is the plant stand that turns. So this is super important to order this. I think it's an add-on because this was a gift to me from Green Stalk. Ashley over at Green Stalk emailed me and says, hey, do you want to try our Green Stalk stackable system and you can review it? I said, I'll review it, but you know I'm honest. If I don't like it, I'll say I don't like it. And if I love it, I'll say I love it. And she's like, go for it. And sent this as a gift. And she sent this extra spinning table on here. So you definitely want to get this if you get it. I will have a link down below so you can learn all the details about it. And I've actually the company has given me a coupon code that all my viewers, only the people that watch my videos, can have an extra $10 off on it. So anyway, go down below. You can see the code and all about it if you want to. So this, I am now going to take a quick pause and set the pieces up and then show you what the next step is. Okay, so what came with it? It starts with this little Green Stalk Gardener's Guide. I love it because it's so simple and it's also pretty and colorful and shiny. How it works, it's going to be this stackable tower here where you're going to put in a planter and then a water disc, and then a planter, water disc, planter like that. And at the top there's a water reservoir. And all you have to water is fill up the reservoir, and then it drips down through the little tray into the soil, through the next tray into the soil, and so on. So it's really a cool concept that you don't have to sit there and water all 30 different little plant compartments that you have in the container. So it just tells you what you need, what you can grow in it, where to grow it, how to stack it up, and frequently asked questions. So far so good. Now, you know I don't always read the instructions and I don't know all the terminology, so I'll do my best. You can read your book. It's got a little pamphlet here. They want to see the photos of what you've grown. And then this little instruction disc, which I do love. It's so simple. Step 1, unstack the planters. Whew, I have succeeded. I've done step 1. Now fill them up. But before I fill them, I'm going to show you all the parts and pieces. So if you can see if this is something that interests you. Again, can't say enough about this little plant turner. And the key is getting it level. You see, I got a level out here, and I can't find a level spot to save my soul out here in my garden, but I will find something. Okay, so here are the parts. Now this is the water reservoir that sits on the top that you fill all the water with. And you can see it has these teeny little holes, so it does a slow drip down in to these water discs. Then there's more holes, and the water drips down those holes into the soil where your seedlings or your seeds are. And then see those holes down there? Then the water just works its way down and it goes to the next segment, and the next segment all the way down to the beginning. Brilliant system. So these are the discs. They go in there, and I'm going to have them all filled and stacked in the next segment here. And then you put these little discs on here, and you want to make sure that no soil gets down the holes, because this is the main hole that the water comes down from the main reservoir. It'll make more sense when you see it all put together. But I just wanted you to see, you can get it in 3 tiers, 4 tiers, or 5 tiers. Of course, I'm the overachiever, and I had to have the 5. Thank you, Ashley. Hey. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled. That means I'm maximizing my space, my 2-foot square space, times 5. Very cool concept. So I think that's enough for now. I'm going to go throw some soil in there. Oh, how much soil does it take? Actually less than I thought. For the 5 system, it takes 1 cubic to 2.5 cubic feet for the whole thing, I think. So my Happy Frog is 2 cubic feet a bag. So I got 3 bags, and I'm not even sure I'll use all. I think I'm only going to use 2.5 Happy Frogs to fill this up. I've got an extra one just in case it compacts down and everything. So sit tight, and we are going to see it filled up, and then I'm going to talk to you about my little twist. Okay, we're doing a mid-installation update. A lot of good things to show you on this. I just filled up the reservoir here to make sure it was clear and dripping down into the right place. Because on my first one, you see these holes in here? I did not have them centered to this compartment. I had them off to the side like this. So it was watering right here, not right here where the plants are going to be. So make sure your holes are lined up. That's one. The second one is, don't put your soil too high. If it hits the bottom of this disc, the water is not going to drain properly into and disperse properly into the soil compartment here. So make sure you have at least a good, I would say 1/8 to 1/4 inch or more space underneath there. Now I just did a watering. It's slowing down a little bit. I have no idea if this is what the instructions say to do, but I know how I like to garden. So I am soaking all the soil completely because I am growing from seed. And I'm going to simulate the winter sowing environment to get condensation for just the first 5 days or so, 5 or 7 days. And I'll show you that tip at the end. So I'm just filling this up right now because I like my soil not dripping wet, but just about, and before I put my seeds in. So I was just making sure, see how it's all the way, now that it's floating, it's all the way touching the bottom, but once the water goes down, it does go down. Now watch it. You can see the water. I got sun on my eyes, so I can't tell. Yeah, you can see right there the water's coming down. Right there the water's coming down. That's coming from the holes in this. Also, it's going to come from the holes in the little tray underneath. So it's got a good watering effect, and it's nice and clear. I did get some soil stuck in the hole here, so I'm constantly pouring water down there to make sure that channel is free and clear the whole way down. Let's see if that was it. Oh, big issue, leveling. This is the biggest issue, and it's not their issue, it's my issue. I cannot find level anywhere. The ground is out of the question. I was going to do it down there where those 2 cabbages are, but my garden's growing in so much, I wouldn't have even had space there. So I'm very risking it out here because the deer, this is not a fenced area, it's just down by my garage door here. So I'm probably gonna have to either put fabric over it to protect it from the deer or make a little mini fence around it. But I can't find level, and this is as close as I could find. And I just thought, well, I don't care if it looks a little crooked. That's not going to bother me. Well, that wasn't the issue. It's the functionality here. If it's tipping down and you water, all the water is going to go to the compartments on the side and not up here. Even if it drips down here, it's going to run along the bottom of the tray and drip all on the ones on the back if it's lower on that side. So I got it completely level on one plane and almost level on another, but it's definitely not going to water exactly balanced. But because I have the little plant spinner tray on the bottom, again, why you want to get the plant spinner tray, I can rotate this every day. It's going to get a quarter turn, or I don't know, 1/6 or whatever. So the reason you want that tray is obviously convenience and being able to move it, but it's getting proper sun. Like if you just plop it right up here, if I just put it up against the garage or put it up down anywhere that was stationary without that little tray, I'm going to only get the same sun pattern every day, whichever way it is. It's going to get the same sun pattern. So you might have half of them with not getting any sun at all. So that's why I'm like adamant, don't get the thing if you don't get this little spinner plate. I don't watch it be like really expensive. I'm sure it's not. It's probably really cheap. So anyway, those are my updates right now. It's so hot out here. My phone keeps overheating, so I got to keep turning this off and back on. I don't want to lose any segments, so I'll be back with you when it's finished. I have to keep sharing my blunders as I go with you. I don't want to forget them. They're too fun. Okay, so I get on the first one, the second one, the third one. Everything's going fine. And then I put the fourth one on, and I'm loading the soil. Oh, no, that one I actually had soil in it about halfway, and then I lifted it up, and I loaded up the soil, and I could not get this thing to clamp on where it's supposed to clamp for anything. I thought, I got a defective one. This kit, what did I do wrong? What did I do? It's got these like clamps and it's supposed to fit right on there, and it kind of clips in nice and solid. And I had them all in. I was like, why isn't this thing clipping in? And it was like way out of shape. And I thought it's because I watered it. And then they were so heavy, they expanded. And then I couldn't sit the next one in. So I thought, oh man, I got to redo the video and tell them don't water it. But that's not what happened. So then I get back here and I look at it and I say, that thing is really crooked. So I go all the way down to the bottom one, and this one right here was slightly off. So it threw off the whole tower. It was crooked, the water level was crooked, and then as soon as I clipped that one on, made sure they were all in, then this one just slid in like hand in glove, and this one just slid in perfectly. So I'm very pleased with it, and watch how easy it turns. Look at that. Almost no effort at all. Of course, it's filled with water. Now, before I forget, I want to tell you, it did take 2 full bags of my Happy Frog and about, I don't know, 1/4 of another bag. So definitely get yourself 3 bags, 2 cubic feet bags. And if you want to know where I get this soil, I get tons of questions because I do talk about it a lot. I've tried every soil mix on the market, from the cheap to the not cheap to the most expensive to organic, non-organic, you name it. This has just been a gold mine for me. Just everything works really well. I'll put a link below for where they have a store locator on their site where you can find out in your zip code what stores carry it. And I was shocked. I was like 15 or 20 stores in the Cleveland area that carried it. So I can get mine locally, but I'll also have a link for you where you can get it online at the best price that I've been able to find. I'll have links for both of those, local and online for you. So this is where it ended up staying. I was going to put it there, but that's where I couldn't get level. It's kind of a funky place in the walkway up to my house. Of course, this table doesn't live there. This is all just to put this thing together. But that's my back entry, and I think it's plenty of space. Even if this just full blows out, I'm going to have enough space. But it's the closest to level, like I said. So the next step, I was going to show it to you. And it's all the way down. You can see the water dripping. And not one spot is missing. It's just super consistent. I know I'm going fast there. So I'm very pleased with that. And because I'm going to be turning it every day, it's going to, even if that little bit of unbalancing I have, it's going to get compensated for. But I look up here at the water line, and it's pretty consistent. It's not like one side's all the way up full and one's down there. So it's still draining. I'm going to let it get all the water drain out of it. And now my next thing is to get out of this 95-degree heat and go in and pick out my seeds. Now, it would have been way cooler for you to watch me put this video together with seedlings, right? Oh, pretty seedlings. But guess what? There are 30 containers here, and I could easily put 2, if not 3 seedlings of many plants in each container. So let's say 60 to 70 to 90 seedlings times all organic. In this area, they're $4 and $4 to $5. So you do the math. I could do it. But do I want to? I'm a seed grower. I use seeds for everything. That's why I do winter sowing in the milk jugs. I grow all my seedlings. I got hundreds of seedlings. All these tomatoes, cucumbers, everything you can imagine. All my greens. Every vegetable was grown with winter sowing. So that's why, I could have used the winter sowing seedlings in here perfectly. The ones out of the milk jugs. But I was already finished planting them all by the time I got to get this together. Every time I put my hand in, it changes the focus. Sorry. I can't talk without my hand. So I decided I'm going to make all seeds. So I'm going to go in through my seeds that I thought I had put away for the season, and I'm going to go in and pick all the ones that I want to grow in here. And I'll put a list down below the video of everything I'm growing. I'm not going to make you get bored and watch me put all the seeds in. I might show you one of them and how I do it. But basically, I'm just going to sprinkle them on there, fill out the entire compartment, and then sprinkle some more Happy Frog on them, and then lightly mist them in. And then I'm going to show you my final bit, which is how I'm going to be simulating winter sowing. It's a good thing I know how to laugh at myself. This will probably not happen to you because you're not making a video while you put the thing together. So now I get up here, I put this little dish on, and then I try and put this dish on, right, the big water reservoir, and I'm like, shoot, that doesn't go on there. Whoops, sorry, because I missed one. This was supposed to go down in here. So now I have to take this whole big heavy wet thing off and put the dish back on. Just thought I'd share that. Yes, there has been a lot of swearing on this assembly. Okay, it is finished. It is a work of art. I'm going to work my way down and show you what I put in. You have so many possibilities. I can't even tell you how hard it was. The hardest part was trying to decide what to plant. I changed my mind and I did decide to do some seedlings. I had been growing some Brussels sprouts over in this bucket here, which is the no transplant winter sowing method, where you put the dome over the bucket and you grow the seedlings with the greenhouse effect. And it was growing really well, but I overseeded, so I had too many plants in there. So I took about 8 of them out and I put them up in here. So I just put 2 seedlings in some of them and 1 in another, and 3, I think, in that one. And then I had 2 strawberry plants I'd forgotten I hadn't gotten in yet. This one was Galetta strawberry. Now, I'm not growing it for the strawberries, and I'll tell you in a second what I'm growing it for. Here are the Brussels sprouts, and they went in pretty well. 2 good-sized ones right there, and then another strawberry. It looks like some slugs have been nibbling away at that. And that one is called Seascape strawberry. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm going to step back and give you the full view, and then I'll go through. Now, this is going to be kind of advanced for some of you who are not winter sowers yet and you don't even know what I'm talking about. But I grow all my seedlings with a greenhouse effect. Okay, they grow just fine if you just put them in the soil. That's called direct sowing. And they grow just fine. But I'm at almost the end of June, and I really want to get them rushed. I really want to get seedlings fast. So it's just like the milk jug. Oh, I was going to have a milk jug to show you. You know what a milk jug looks like. All these seedlings, these hundreds of seedlings I've gotten here for free, almost free, all up there, all my gardens were grown in milk jugs, water jugs, juice jugs, or they were grown in, that was called winter sowing, the direct winter sowing with the dome on it. That dome went on that one, and that dome went on that one. And that's the kale that's on the bottom. So I'm going to show you 3 ways with this green stalk tower that you can simulate the winter sowing. And the first one is with saran wrap, okay? Because all those 3 trays in the middle, that one, and that one, have seeds in them. No seedlings. So I just took a wrap, kitchen wrap, and just wrap, and just twirled it around. It was really simple. And now all those seeds in there, and most of them are lettuces, all those seeds are going to have a nice warm greenhouse environment, real moist, and they're going to germinate a lot faster. So that's one way. And the other way is, now you've seen my snap pea and some of my other no transplant winter sowing videos, where I actually put plastic cups over the seeds so my chipmunks don't get them, and that creates the mini greenhouse effect, which makes them germinate faster. So on the top, the cup doesn't fit. Okay, that doesn't work. But on this level, the cup does fit. So if you were going to do maybe 4, 5, 6 sugar snap peas, you wouldn't have to do the saran wrap, because it's kind of it's not a pain and it doesn't cost anything. But this way, it's just not fully wrapped in. You would just stick this in, not use the saran wrap, stick this in each one of these, and then you would be protected from the animals, and you'd be creating that greenhouse effect. Now, I got this idea. Oh, I was going to look up his name. I'm so sorry. I don't know your name, but I love you and I love your videos. His YouTube channel, I think, is called Growyourheirlooms. And he also did a review on this, and he's the one that showed me the saran wrap idea. So I thought it was great. It's really simulating winter sowing. But before I saw his video, what I was going to do was keep all of these 5 trays out, laying on the grass, just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fill them with soil, fill them with seeds, and then I was going to just cover saran wrap on top of them for about a week until they all germinated, then I was going to make the tower. But I thought his way was better. And the little cup way is better. So that's 3 ways that you can get faster seedlings by creating the winter sowing greenhouse effect, the moisture, the condensation, and that rapid germination by using one of these 3 methods. And I do think this one's well, I think my first idea is the least attractive, by just putting it that way, growing them and then stacking them. It's kind of better to have the whole thing stacked together before you put the seedlings in. It was a little tricky. Let me show you my last one. This one is kale. And I did the same thing. I was growing kale in that little small one. I just overseeded as usual with the dome on it. I was using the no transplant winter sowing, but I had too many seedlings. Next year, of course, this was my first year doing it, I won't have that many seedlings. I'll just put like 3, in a container, and I won't use that small one I just had left over. Maybe 3 or 4 kales for a whole bucket. Well, I got too many, so I took them out of here, and I put them down here. Now this thing is jam-packed, filled with water, and you can still see how easy it is to turn. I mean, it's dense. I can feel it. It's full of water, but, here I am videoing with one hand, and I'm turning it. So I put about 2 or 3 kale plants in each one on the bottom. So I didn't use the winter sowing, the plastic or anything, because there's already full-grown seedlings. That's why I didn't use the plastic up there or there. I've got my seedlings. So I decided to do the strawberries up here. I don't know if I'll get strawberries this late in the season because I'm kind of new to strawberries, and mostly my chipmunks have eaten all of my strawberries, so we're kind of in a battle. But anyway, I thought I would grow these down, and then by the time the lettuces are done, I'll be pulling the lettuces out, and I'll have all kinds of runners from the strawberries, and then I can put a runner here, runner there, and then by the end of the season, I'll have 20, 30, 40, 50 strawberry plants, because the runners, you just take the runner and you just stick it down. There'll be a little, I don't have any here. Let me just show you over here. This amazing plant was 1 strawberry seed that took a year to come up. Didn't come up the first year. All those runners right there, and they're dangling down the side, are all from 1 seed, 1 plant. So that's my plan here. And I've never grown Brussels sprouts before, but I love them. Every year I have an obsession. Last year was arugula, and now it's Brussels sprouts. So I have no idea how to grow them, but I do know they need height. So I thought I'll see and let them grow tall. Let the 4 Brussels sprouts grow up, and the 2 strawberries come down. So on this one, I'm almost losing my sunlight. Let me sit down here. I have Red Flame and Butter Crunch. These were from my seeds that I let my plants get to seed last year. This one was Sugar Daddy Snap Peas. Now, I realize I made a mistake on this because I put it too low. The snap peas you can see growing over there, they grow about 3-4 feet. And I should have put the sugar snap peas up higher, but I just wanted to see how they would grow down. Because sugar snap peas like to grow up a trellis or a fence. But conceivably, unless they get crushed by bending, they'll come down here. And I could train them to go up here, or I could lay them on the ground. The whole thing's an experiment. I am so excited about this green sock system, I can't tell you. And I didn't really think I would be. I thought it would be okay, cool, but I've been playing with it for 2 days, and I am in love with it. Really like planning. And I could have done all seeds, all seedlings, any combination. I have no idea if the things I picked are going to work. I feel like they will. But I am really, really excited about it. Oh, another drawback is that we have a terrible cabbage moth problem in the cabbage worm, the green cabbage worm. So these Brussels sprouts and the kale will be attractive to the cabbage worm. So I may have to run tulle fabric or, some kind of a row cover over the whole thing. I should have put the cruciferous together, put the Brussels sprouts there and the kale with it or right down there. Then I would have only had to wrap this part. So anyway, I am one excited puppy over this. Oh, I should tell you what I put in there. I already told you about my happy frog. See, I have my bucket here with my worm castings, and my azomite rock dust is underneath. I think that's all you need to hear about it. Vertical growing. This may be my new thing after winter sowing. I can see myself getting quite a few more of these. And like I said, I'm probably going to have to build a fence around here just to protect it. A little, makeshift temporary fence, but I am very excited. Thank you, Ashley and Cody from Greenstock, for this gift. So far, so good. I'm going to keep you posted. Everybody make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get to see updates. I'm going to do a lot of updates on this. And then as some plants, like when the lettuces, die off, and I might let some go to seed and take some out and put the runners in. I'll just keep adding new seeds and plants to it until like November. So I'm going to have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel just for vertical growing, and probably mostly it's going to be about the green stock. So make sure you check it out. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video so I know I'm on track with you and it's a video that you like. And go down in the comments section, let me know what you do for vertical growing, what your favorite thing is. If you're a green stock user and you love it, come down and tell us what you're growing in it. So anyway, thanks so much for being with me. Love you guys so much. Sending you love from my garden to yours, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.